In this video, I'm going to show you how good Tanjiro, the sun-breathing character, really is. He's the new raid character in the new updates, and he costs just like basically any other raid character, 3,600 raid tokens. He's available for 62 days, and yeah, these are his skills. The third ability is a pretty weak 4-hit combo dash. It's still good, but yeah, don't hit it too early or too late because then it will not hit those 4 times. The second ability has pretty low AoE and is pretty weak. It also really slow. Third ability has pretty good AoE and is actually really strong. The fourth ability you cannot aim, but you can move around with it, and is pretty strong. It's really slow, but you actually get more damage with the first to third abilities. And the assist is actually really strong for a 60-second assist, so it's actually okay. When I was playing Dimensions with him, I had one primary problem. Of course, the main thing is the damage. If a move cannot one-shot the enemies, and so you can continue, it is not a good move for Dimensions, because it just makes it so much slower to actually like speedrun the dimension, and that's what you want to do, speedrun the dimension and one-shot the enemies so you can actually do that. Tanjiro's skills are really like, it's not the greatest for speedrunning, because as you can see here, I don't really one-shot all the enemies all the time. First of all, the first ability is kinda weak, and the second ability is just too slow to actually get all that damage. It's strong enough, but it just takes too long because it's tick based. And when it comes to the boss, he's not even the strongest either. Sure, he does get 50% more damage when he uses his ultimate, but the ultimate itself is really slow, and then you actually need to use the skills, which also takes a long time. He is pretty good because he has a dash move and the AoE is usually fine except for the second ability, which is kinda annoying. So in general, he's actually pretty good, but that is what's dragging him down for the most part, because his like AoE on his second ability is just not good enough. The second ability is just too weak, and the first ability is also too weak. Third ability is actually really great. The fourth ability also pretty good for killing the boss. In general, he's just too weak, and yeah, his AoE isn't keeping it up. He's like, he has these pros and cons, while the cons are so much stronger than the pros, so that's just not a good sign, obviously. But yeah, in general, his second ability is basically what's dragging him down. If the AoE was a bit better on the second ability and the damage was slightly stronger than the first ability, he would be able to get like probably close to like a 210, 205, but for now, he did perform okay, but definitely not one of the better raid characters in Dimensions that you can get right now. Like, I'm pretty sure both Ichigo and Dio are better, but Estheth, she's not a main, so yeah. When it comes to raids, he's actually okay. I thought it was better than, well, like, that I thought it was. Like, my expectations were pretty low, but he actually, when I was playing the raid, he was actually surprising me a bit. That being said, he's still not really that great. His first ability is a dash move that's quite inconsistent. You have to be in a pretty good angle and pretty good distance from the enemies to actually hit all those 4 combos, and even if you do, it's a pretty weak move, especially if you're doing crits. The second ability is not too strong either, it's just barely racks up like 4 million damage after you get those ticks. And since he has tick-based damage, it doesn't really matter in raid, so it's actually okay, so the damage actually gets in there. And the second ability is okay fast in that manner that you can use it, no end lag, so it's actually pretty good. Third ability is also really good, strong, kinda strong, not the strongest, it's okay strong. A good AoE, which doesn't really matter in a raid, and it's pretty fast as well. He does have a 5-hit combo on the third ability, I'm pretty sure, so it's like you kinda need the crits, and the first ability is also 4 hits, so you kinda need pretty good crits with this character. But what he shines from is his fourth ability. His fourth ability is really slow and packs a punch, but it actually gives his first, second, and third ability extra damage. 50% more damage. This is actually pretty insane, the huge damage buff he actually gets. So whenever you use his fourth ability, you really want to utilize it to its fullest potential and just like actually just use all the moves as fast as possible and get the damage in. Because it's just you get insanely much more damage when you have 50% more damage, obviously. So why would you not want to utilize this? So that's why it's best to actually use the fourth ability. So it ends right when you get your Kurumi activated, so you can just spam your moves with that effect on, because then you can use more moves with this damage buff active. But in general, Tanjiro is just, even with all his buffs and the okay moves, he's not the greatest. He's not too bad though. He does actually compete with some of the other raid characters, so yeah, he's okay. This is also how good he is in the different game modes, so compared to other game modes, or compared to other characters in the same game modes. If you don't know, this is my spreadsheet that I have basically all the characters I've tested. This is how I get my tier lists and everything, so yeah, I rely on stats, not on opinion. Tanjiro is okay in raids, he's top 20, he's not too bad, he is actually really good with Kurumi, you can spam his abilities quite often, and with his fourth ability being how it is, giving him more damage, it's actually pretty good, but it just isn't enough. In Dimensions, he's even worse, not even top 20, not even top 30, he's as good as a gem character, a permanent one that you can always buy, as well as a drop of a gem character. The reason why he's so bad in Dimensions is, just like I said before, bad AoE on most of his abilities, and his second ability is just too bad. His assist though is just like Rengoku, 60-second cooldown and same DPS. Is basically both Rengoku and Tanjiro are really good assists, but they're both pretty mid mains. Rengoku is cheaper, so I would recommend getting him first, and he also has an awakening, which is pretty good, but Tanjiro is actually a better main, so if you were to get one of the two, I would probably get Tanjiro, especially since he's also limited. So yeah, as you can see, Tanjiro is not the best character out there. I would not recommend you buying him, he's not the best at all. I would try to probably drop him after a while, try to get like the other characters before, especially Dio, and probably Seth as well, because she's going away soon. Dio is much better than Tanjiro, for example, so I would not recommend getting Tanjiro. He's not that good, but yeah, that's about it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and see you in the next one.